I'm Tony from Craft Hackers, and I am here with Ben from Fizzman Industries, who makes absolutely amazing sculptures. So I met Ben a couple of years ago at Magfest briefly, but then we really got to know each other by being table neighbors at too many games, and I was just blown away with just the level of detail that he puts into these sculptures.
Thanks.
So how did you get started?
Well, what I've been saying pretty much since I did this one figure, Clayman from the Neverhood, which is a game that came out in 1996. I was 11 years old. It's an all claymation video game. I was nuts about video games, as most 11-year-olds in 1996 were, and I went to Best Buy, I guess it was? No, it was Walmart with my grandmother, and I really wanted just a big old box of Legos, but then I also saw that there was this claymation video game. I was kind of into clay, so I wanted my grandma to get me both. She said, you can only get one, either the big box of Legos or the video game, so I cried, and she bought me both of them. And so then I played that game, finished it, and was like, well, now I really want to mess with clay a little bit. And then since then, I graduated from just like wax clay to Sculpey. I started to bake some of my own stuff. I really liked Space Ghost Coast to Coast, so I made some of those figures. They were terrible, but nobody told me. That's the big thing. Nobody told me I was awful at it. I just thought they looked cool, so I baked them and I painted them. I gave them away to friends. I traded haircuts and auto body work for sculptures. It seemed to be something that other people liked or wanted, not because they were good, but because I was doing them and they liked me. I don't really know. So I just kept doing it, and I was awful at it. But then the reason I'm good at it now, I guess, is because I kept doing it, which is a good message to anybody out there. If you're terrible at something, but you like it enough, just keep doing it, and eventually you'll be good at it.
So keep trying, and then you learn the skills that, and that's the thing I know with crafting for us, and I'm sure lots of people know, is you make your mistakes are good things because you learn from them and you understand.
Yeah.
So I know the pyramid. So Pyramid Man, right?
Pyramid Head.
The Pyramid Head. I know this is one of the most detailed, fantastic sculptures that I have ever seen, and everyone that goes by your table seems to go crazy over it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They go out of their minds, and it's sometimes it's actually it's a bad thing, but so far they don't go crazy in the way that they start just knocking stuff over. It's usually just inward. But yeah, that was actually a big triumph for me. This is a turning point too, because I went from Sculpey and I was doing just one-off. If anybody knows anything about polymer clay, it's something that you make and then you bake and then you paint and you sell and then it goes away. And that's kind of bittersweet. You know, you say, okay, great, I sold something, I sold the figure, but now it's gone. And if I want it again, I gotta make it again. Pyramid Head was the first one that I made out of the new oil-based clay and then cast in resin. And so that I could make more than one. And when I was making it, I made the head first, and it just blew me away how much more detail I could get out of this new clay. And that's another thing. If you're terrible at something, maybe try a different medium, because it might not be you, it might be the thing that you're working with. So yeah, I'm not trying to give you all advice. Maybe you're bankers or superheroes. I mean, if you're a superhero, then why are you even listening to this? You got shit to do. But yeah, the high level of detail on this, because I made a pyramid head in polymer clay before, and the lines just weren't as clean. And then when I made the figure himself, I'm not really a humanoid sculptor very much. I do kind of more gooey, boneless characters, and I kind of like the cute stuff, as you can see. But branching into more of like the actual body stuff has been really, triumphant for me, because I didn't think I could do it before, but I just went for it, and it took a little bit more time, but yeah.
And it's on camera, you really can't pick it up, but I mean, there is so much detail just in this, with all of the lines and the blood, and it's just, and the muscles, it's just, yeah, it's amazing, just the level that you have in here. So it's fantastic. So this is a Katamari, right?
Yeah, that's from Katamari Damacy.
Fantastic.
The king of all cosmos, who is one of the more iconic figures of the last couple of years in video games. Very recognizable character, very flamboyant, and I tend to go for the characters who you can just put them in their pose, or you have to find their little spirit, and if I can get that spirit, then I think I've done it right. And a lot of people tend to resonate with that, just like, oh yeah, he's lounging on his carpet. And I always like to put a little bit of myself into it, so the rug that he's sitting on is kind of like got a little cosmos. I don't know if you can see it. It's got a little space theme to it.
Fantastic. And I know when I first met Ben a couple of years ago at Magfest, it was because of chaos in front of his table. He had done a drawing for a chess set that he had made that year. That chess set was based on what?
It was Megaman.
Yeah, that's right. It was a Megaman chess set. And so I was quite surprised this year when you decided to do it again. He made a Zelda chess set, which was just amazing with the detail. Of course, I bought raffle tickets myself, and I also videotaped the actual raffle. So
you won.
No.
Oh, that was a mistake. You can edit that out.
I wish. Messed up. Yeah. No. It's I'm actually going to put the video in. So take a look at what this craziness absolutely was.
Yeah, it's I don't know why I wouldn't do it every year, just because it is such a, not only is it pretty lucrative for me, a lot of people end up getting in there. It does get pretty crazy, like right before the actual drawing, but it's so worth it, not only because a lot of people, it shows that a lot of people are interested in what I do, but also it's just the energy right before, like I feed off of it. It's great.
And it definitely was a lot of fun, as you can see right now. As you can see, the guy that won was absolutely enthusiastic, giving high fives, and so is that something that you knew, or was he just admiring it, or just excited, or?
He was, I think he was one of those guys who probably said to himself right before, "There's no way I'm going to win this." I only bought 5 tickets. And he was, right dead center. That was the other thing.
Yeah, he was right in front of that table.
We got the reaction and everything. He flipped his lid. It was perfect. I maybe spoke 4 or 5 words to him throughout the entire convention. A young guy, probably in his early 20s. And he's got it now. He spent $10 on it.
I spent more than that.
A set that's going to be online. Going to go on my website for $1,000. It's basically 32 little sculptures. So I got to make it worth my while. And you put it all together, plus the chess board, which I also last year got into woodworking, so now I'm making my own boards too.
Oh, fantastic!
The whole thing runs for $1,000.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
That's amazing. If
probably be doing those in the next couple of months.
So whenever you see Ben at future conventions, he may have more chess sets for raffling.
Yeah, that's definitely the best way to get it into somebody's hands.
Yeah, and I know he's been here at Magfest almost every year, and so you can probably definitely catch him next year. Or you can go online to FizzmanIndustries.com, which I know you have seen many times. I stalked your site a little bit.
Yeah.
I know you have lots of fantastic pictures and some great stuff. So if someone is interested in your sculptures and they want to buy something or commission you for something, how do they get a hold of you?
You can either go on the website, FizzmanIndustries.com has a commission spot. You can either go through the gallery and see what I've already done, definitely into making something I've already done, or if something there inspires you, I'm always up for a challenge. If you've got, I like this character, or I like this game, you did this character, let's see if you can do that one. That's no problem. Also, Facebook, you can find me, I've got a page, it's Fizzman Industries if you search for that. it should pop up. That's also got a lot, not as many as the website, but a lot of like a smattering of all the different figures that I've done. And I tend to update the Facebook page and Instagram as well. If you want to just send me a note on Instagram, and it's at Fizzman Industries. Other than that, yeah, just find me either if you're a Magfest goer, or if you're in the Cleveland area, you can find me walking around. I eat a lot of spaghetti on the streets. What else? Yeah, mainly spaghetti. Yeah. It's hard to do spaghetti and hold a drink or something like that. So just a bowl of spaghetti.
So if you see him walking around with spaghetti, yeah, you can stop and say hi.
I wouldn't stop and say hi, but just see where I'm going and wait till I'm done.
Okay, wait after you're finished.
Yeah, you do not want to stop me in the middle of it.
Okay. Well, fantastic. So so check out his website, FizzmanIndustries.com, and take a look at some of the fantastic sculptures. So thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for talking to me.
Thanks.